Welcome back to another Clutch Burners podcast. Here we are, Rich. You and me, post-event. This is your place. Well, okay, let me get this right. So I'm BangShift Billy, and my co-host over here is the Canadian Chuck Norris, Rich Guido. And we are freshly back from a week of battle. Like, we weren't friends for part of the week, but we're friends again. So,
Yes, we definitely did some
yeah,
battle.
yeah, yeah, it was really good.
I'm going to try a
So,
different connection here because you're kind of, hold on 1 second.
oh, okay. Okay. He's trying a new connection. All right. Well, while he's trying a new connection, I will fill you in. So, Rich and I just got back from Big Sky Race Week in absolutely beautiful Montana. And yeah, it's all 8th mile racing, but it was like 6 days. Like, we raced at 6 different tracks, started and ended at the same track, but more racing days than I think I've ever done on a drag and drive. And it's relatively close for Rich and not bad for me. I put about 2,234 miles on the car in a week and probably 15 to 20 passes. Are you back, Rich?
Well, it's so glitching. Let me try one more.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep talking. I like hearing myself talk. So, um, so yeah, we like Rich got down and back. Like, it was a 1-day drive, same day for him, which is amazing. Usually it's a couple day drive and thousands of miles. So it's kind of a nice trip for him for it to be a short one. But yeah, we met obviously there, and we'll kind of dive into what we had to go through. In the beginning, I had a couple of decisions I had to make before I left, and Rich had a few decisions, but he brought both decisions with him. So we'll touch place on that as well. Um, Hi, Rich. Are you there now? Is it not glitchy?
It's
Yeah, sounds good to me. Oh, he looked like literally just he's gone now. It's all right. He's gonna come back. So the decision I had to make was which tires to bring. Um, and my race week trailer, I only have room for one set of rear tires, and I could have put my other set on the front of the trailer, but Trevor Brandon had a set of slicks shipped to me, and I had to bring those, so those took the spot on the front of the trailer. So after talking to a number of people, I decided that the tracks weren't like the best, like ones at an airport, one's all asphalt. So I decided to bring my slicks, which which was a gamble, um, because since I've switched to an adjustable clutch, I switched to radials at the same time, and I had zero data for running a bias ply slick with that clutch. So fortunately, we had a first test day. Oh, he's back. Are you there? Can you hear it?
oh, I'm here.
Okay, I was just telling him that I decided to bring bias ply slicks, and I had no data for that. But fortunately, we had a test day, day one. So, um, so yeah, that's it. We had to get the car dialed in for bias ply slicks, kind of figure out what it wanted for that. And we had done a lot of chassis work on the car as far as, like a year ago, rebuilding the the whole leaf spring mounts in the back and making sure everything was working really well, putting sliders in it, and then making a little bit further modification to the front end so that I could get more front end travel. And that all, we had to kind of get all that dialed in with the shock settings and everything else. But what about you, Rich? Talk about what you did, what you brought.
Yeah. So I haven't been on slicks for a long time, but I knew there was going to be a couple of these tracks that were a lot more slick prep than they were radial prep.
That's a good way
So
to put it.
I bought a couple of brand new 28 by 9 um, soft wall slicks. They don't make a stiff wall 28 by 9. Mickey Thompson doesn't. And then put tubes in them, mounted them on pretty much the same 10-inch wide rims, and thought what where I thought the shock should be set, and then I don't know if you've talked about your day one, but you went what 6-0 on your last pass on day one.
Well, we didn't quite get to that. I got to
Okay.
the test day. That I got to the test day was all I got to so far.
Yeah. So because I haven't been on slicks for a long time, and I have a big ass trunk and and a trailer, I brought my radials with me as well. They're 28 by 9 pro bracket radials. They've got quite a few passes on them and stuff, but I'm way more familiar with those even on poor surfaces. But I've never been on a straight asphalt surface before with no concrete launch pad. So I clearly was worried about that. But anyways, I brought them both, and then
Yes.
day one for me, like the test day was really interesting. First pass, it went 630. Second pass got a little squirrely. And third pass was all over the track. And after the second pass, I looked at the data. It looked like my front end was rising too much. And I'm thinking, damn, these slick tires, they're really yarding up the front end. And after I tightened up the front end some more and it got worse, I didn't take me long to figure out that something was wrong. And so I got out of the car and pushed on the front driver's side, and the shock was no longer shocking. So it was quite shocking. Um, and so it was yarding the front driver's side up, and I could feel it going down the track too. That man, it just seemed. And every time I would give a gas, it would yard the front up, unload one tire, and then send me for a ride. So I spent the rest of that 100-degree day changing the shock, like, and then by the time, so I think it was
Well,
like from 10 to
let's talk about when you changed the shock, because how many times did you do it that day?
only twice. Which if anyone has put coilovers in and understands, like for my car, I'm just about to the top of the adjustment on my shock because the front end of the car is so hard, so heavy. So, but when I took the one off and I put the other one on, typical heat and not thinking straight, I was like, man, this one's going in a lot easier than the last one who went out. So I get it all in, lower the car, and I can't get the jack out from underneath the car. And I look at the one side and I look at the side I just changed, and it's way lower. And I'm like, something is clearly wrong. And so I jack it back up and realize, and there was a cable tie sitting on the ground. And I was like, I looked at it in the back of my head. I'm like, oh, I know what that's for. That was for the spacer that I was on the top of the coil spring that I did not put back in. And it had actually fallen off and fallen inside the chassis. So I couldn't see the spacer. And, in my thrash at a racetrack to put it all back together, I just didn't clue in. So once I couldn't get the jack out, I was pretty. It started to all come together, and so all the way back up, I had to take the shock all the way back out, and then put the spacer back in, put it all back in, and then it's and I forgot one of my spanner wrenches at home, the correct one to actually crank it up, so that made it a bit more of a chore too. But the good news was I had a spare. I fixed it up, and it kind of gave me confidence thinking that, oh, tomorrow the slick should work. Now that I've got both all my shocks are working, yeah, I should go. So I think the best pass was the first pass I made, and it was a 630, and then every pass was slower than that on day one. And what was your day one?
Well, I don't you probably have the time slips. I don't have them in front of me, but um, we got decent data on the test day. I don't know, we went 6-1 or something like that. Um, and then on day one, I think like it was hot, hot, hot. And I
Hottest I've ever
think
raced in.
yeah, yeah, could be just one of the hottest days you've ever been in. I mean, it was like 111 degrees. Broke records, like the day before broke records, and then the next day broke more records. But I think, correct me here if I'm wrong, I think I went, was it a 6:30 that day or 6:1? Like it wasn't
On
awesome. Or maybe it was a
on
6:0
the
when you went a 5:75 the first day.
yes. Yeah, you went 6-0. And
Okay.
I think you went 6-0 on the test day too. Like
Okay. Yeah.
you were I was I think you spun a couple times, but you got it sorted out pretty quick.
Yeah.
And you went quicker than I did before we left on day one. I know that. Or sorry,
Well, you mean
on test
day
day.
0.
Yeah,
Yeah.
day zero. And then
So yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I think you only
Eh,
made one pass. And you went didn't you only make one pass on day zero? And you went
Uh
6-0?
I don't know. I probably was overconfident. I'm like, "Oh, got him totally covered." And then no, yeah, you're right, because I made, so I actually had a third person riding with us, Matt Durfee, and he did filming all week. So we were able to make some really great videos of the week. And I remember this on the video of me saying, well, it's a bit of a gamble. We went like a 6:03 or something. And I was like, I'm going to turn the car over. But Rich, if he makes another pass and goes faster, like we're going to be in trouble. And I'm up there watching, and sure as shit, you went like 575. And I was like, oh man. But the track was it was hot and it was not getting any better. And I was counting on the fact that that was going to impact you, but you switched over to the radials, which you're super familiar with, and you freaking laid down a 575. And I just was like, this is a really bad start to the week. That was my thought. so,
And
so,
so the first pass, we both had slicks on, so we went up together and
oh
I
yeah,
raced you.
yeah,
Right? Yeah, and you went
yep. And I
6-0 and I went
whooped.
670 or something. Like I spun, you didn't
That
spin,
was the best
and I
pass. That was the best pass ever. I
you
love
drove
seeing
off.
you in my rearview mirror.
Yeah, off into the sunset he goes, and I'm like, oh, this is not good. And then so I
Yeah,
went, I'd slick,
I probably should have pulled the parachute on you too, but I didn't.
and so yeah, at that point I was like, oh, that's not good. These French shocks are, what I thought was causing all my grief didn't solve my problem. And then I went up and I think I pulled some power out and it spun again and it was like, it was still no good. And then I told myself, well, if that doesn't work, I got to put the radials back on. But the track temperature at that point was like 160 degrees or something.
Like
And
nuclear.
yeah, like mid afternoon. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm thinking there's no way the radials are going to work in this stuff either. And like when it hooked, and when there was a 141 60 foot, in fact, it was the best 60 foot of the week in that temperature, and went 575 at a, um, I don't know, 127 miles an hour or something. And
Yeah, and I
yeah, it
was
might have
right
been.
there at the line watching, and I just went, "Oh, oh no."
Thank God I did too, because that I needed everything I had in the bank on day one. And then yeah, day two was at what river?
Lake
Um,
Lost Creek? Is it Lost
yeah,
Creek?
Lost Creek. That's right.
Okay, yeah. So then we drove to Lost Creek. Um, but let's back up just a touch.
Oh yeah, right. Our day didn't
Right.
end. Our day didn't end there.
Oh, oh no, no, it's like super hot. You're like, let's just get the drive done so we can cool off at the hotel. Well, we got a half a mile. Okay, so we're traveling, Rich, myself, Rovik, and
Matt Blasco.
Matt Blasco. We get a half a mile outside the track, and this is like just a little 2-lane road. The track is private owned. out in the middle of nowhere, like nowhere. And we get a half mile from the road, and Rovik's car, the ass end of the car just sits down because he blew the airbag out. And the heat probably didn't help. But we stopped. We were there for an hour and a half. And thank God Rich had a spare airbag. And I had some, it uses that 1/4 inch airline like you would see for pneumatic systems on like diesel trucks and stuff for their brakes. And I had some DOT line because he had, I don't know, Amazon line or something. And it was so hot that stuff would not stay on the barbed end of the barb for the airbag. It just would kept popping off. And I'm like, you know what? I have this DOT line. I think it's a little better. And it has a thicker wall. And it was really, really hard to get on, which means it stayed on. So I gave him that, and that worked the whole week. But it took an hour and a half to get that done.
An
And
hour and a half at 46 degrees Celsius for my Canadian friends, 111 degrees Fahrenheit, and the wind is blowing, and it's like a tiger torch. Like it's so
right. Yeah. Yeah. And
no shade
Rovik is
except
one of
under the car.
Rovik. Yeah, Rovik's one of these guys. So he's got like black pants on, black shirt, and he's getting hot, like heat stroke hot. And he's drinking water and stuff, but you really, in that kind of temperature, you have to have the uh
Electrolytes and stuff.
yeah, electrolytes, yes. Yeah, I'm
And
trying to think of what I
he had
use.
been drinking them that day and stuff, but I think that last hour and a half of thrashing, and it's more stress too when it's your car that's broke and everybody's
Yeah.
helping you, and you're like, you just want to get it fixed up. And thankfully,
Yeah.
the one guy
Yeah.
from the track came by with a car with air conditioning, and my dad and Matt's wife and daughter, they both sat in the car for a little while to cool off. So really appreciate him stopping by because
Yeah. Yeah.
it was
Huge
freaking
help.
hot.
So then after we got that fixed, then we drove for a while and it was hot and we got to the first checkpoint. And what happened there, Rich?
Yeah, so the GM factory tank vent is on the filler neck, and all there is a line that comes off the side, and then you hook a rubber hose up to it, and then GM has this upside down U that's got a crimp in the line, so it's not like wide open. Um, it was so hot that it wasn't enough to vent the tank, so it tried to balloon my tank. And I had an old repair on there, and so when we stopped, I had fuel pouring out of the tank, and we talked about this on another with some other guys yesterday. But it's here it is, it's like freaking 100+ degrees out, and we're laughing our ass off with fuel leaking out of a tank. And but we drained it,
Right.
you know, cleaned it, patched it, got back on the road. At that point, you're almost happy that you're in the shade, but I mean, it was so hot you had to leave the vents closed and the quarter vent windows closed, because if that outside air was blowing on you, it was way worse than the stagnant hot air that was in the car. Yeah,
Agreed. Yeah, it was
it was
crazy. Like the floor
nasty hot.
vents, I kept it closed because it was like so hot on my feet. I was like, ouch, like this is not
Yeah,
good. So I just closed it all off. Um, so yeah. So then we drove and I actually while you were fixing that, I walked down. We were right by the river and I went down and I should have jumped in, but I like had my shoes off and had my legs in the river and that was pretty nice.
yeah,
But then we drove on and was there 2 checkpoints that day? I think so. I don't
I think
remember.
so.
But
But
got
the
to the
other,
hotel.
the other thing we should talk about is like it's 111 degrees out. We never had one cooling issue amongst those four cars, and we never
Yep,
had one fuel issue other than my tank. So
yep,
that's come a long ways because we've ran in, and we're at high altitude too. So fuel.
yeah.
We'll talk about what did you try to do when I was fixing my tank?
So so yeah, my fuel tank was so hot, I couldn't put you couldn't put your hand on it, was gonna burn you. So I was like, "Well, I'll pop the cap to try to do." As I started to unscrew it, so let me back up. So the rollover vent on mine, it was venting so much that it had seated it. and pressurized my tank as well. Didn't leak, but I tried to take the cap off, and as soon as it got close, the fuel instantly boiled, and it was just like it would spew fuel out. So I was like, yeah, that's not happening. But I will go back and say that that's one of the ways that I have found to combat the overheating fuel and the vapor locking in the tank, because it'll boil in the tank and then vapor lock at the pump, and then you're done. And so what I found is a happy accident is my tank, the vent lines, there's two of them because there's a hump or a saddle in the tank. And those two come together into one line that goes to the vent. And it's like a -8 or a -10. But I was like, I'll put a rollover vent in here, probably smart. And the rollover vent's probably supposed to go up and down vertically, but mine is going horizontally. And when the tank starts to vent a lot, it moves enough vapor that it seats the little check ball in there and closes off, and then seals the tank, and then the tank pressurizes. And that's actually advantageous because as the tank pressurizes, just like your cooling system, the boiling point goes up because there's more pressure in there. So I don't have any more vapor locking issues. Um, However, it might be a good idea for me to put some type of a pressure relief valve in there,
Yeah.
like at six psi or something, because God knows what the pressure was in that tank. And it's a nice aluminum tank, so I'm not too worried about it. But a pressure relief might be a good idea, just so it doesn't get. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really planning to drive it on that kind of temperature again, but you just never know. But pressurizing the tank has definitely stopped that vapor locking issue from happening. And I've talked about this in other videos and stuff too, but the fuel rails where the injector rail bolts to the intake manifold, um, and I stole this idea when I saw a NASCAR motor at, I don't know, PRI or SEMA or something, but it's got these aluminum bushings that the bolts go through to bolt it to the intake. So I cut off like a 1/2 inch of that aluminum bushing and replaced it with phenolic in my case, but you could just use Teflon or plastic or whatever. But just doing that dropped the fuel rail temperature 45 degrees, which is massive. And in a recirculating fuel system,
I
you end
lost
up
you,
just
Bill.
heating up that. Well, it's trying to reconnect. It says it's trying to reconnect,
Not sure if that's mine or
but
yours, but
it
I
just
can't hear you
reduces
anymore.
that fuel temperature a ton.
Oh, there you're back.
Let's see
I
if it's
lost
going
you
to
for a while
reconnect
there.
here to get you back. There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, those couple of things have gone from me having to use 120 pounds of ice a day on the fuel tank to keep it from vapor locking to being able to run it down to 2, 3, 4 gallons of fuel, and it's still running and not having an issue. So, are you
Oh,
there
there you're
still?
back.
There.
Yeah. Is it me or
Okay.
you?
I'm not sure, but I think this is going to take care of it. Like the end user won't notice a difference. So,
Okay. But yeah, that was pretty impressive. That's that's a lot of learning over a lot of dragon drives. It got us to
yes,
that point where we can
blow up our
survive that kind
tank.
of heat. Yeah.
Yeah, blow up our tank instead of vapor locking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, as far as the drives, like yeah, day one, that was really the only issue. You had all your issues right in the beginning, a broken shock and the tank leak, right?
Yep. Yep. That was
Yep.
it.
Yep. Nice. And yeah, we'll go down. I had a problem later in the week, but it was ended up being relatively minor, but we'll touch on that. So okay, so day 2, Lost Creek. I am now trying to catch up. Like a lot. Like 2.5 tenths. Like that's a lot.
Yeah. Quarter of a second.
Yeah, yeah. And now it's averaged over 2 days. So I really need to make up 1/2 a second in order to make it even on day 2, right?
Yep. Pretty
Yep.
much.
So yeah, so it's not looking so good right now. But where did we end up on day 2? I think I
So
made
day
570.
two, I think. Yeah. So you went up first. I'm on radials. You ended up racing Rovic. You went
Mm,
590 and Rovic went
mm.
640. And when you watch the video, Rovic's not that far behind you. And so um, I didn't realize it at the time till a little later. Hello, puppy dog.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
um, that Rovik's draggy said 6-1, but the time slip said 6-4. And if you look at my draggy and a bunch of draggy details, typically the draggy's a little slower. Like I'll tell you exactly how much slower it was on the second pass. But anyways, so I didn't really clue in. And so then Bill went 590. I go 6-0 with like a 143 60 foot. I'm a little bit baffled, but I didn't even look at my draggy until I talked to Rovic. But clearly there's something wrong in the right lane because I look at my draggy after it went 581,
Oh, it's
which
fine. It's fine.
probably was a, I don't know, 579, say. But even a 581 would have been good. Um, but then typically the way the event was working is they would give everybody one pass and they would go straight to an all run. And so um, next pass, I'm up there and yeah, I don't think I made another one. So Bill went up and he went 571.
9.
No, it wasn't a 9. It was like a 6 or something.
Oh, okay.
57,
That's the
5718 apparently, because I might not
okay.
have had it in front of me. And so I go back up again. This time I'm in the left lane. I have a 146 60 foot or something. I have a worse 60 foot, and I go 584, I think 584 or 582. Anyways, somewhere in that neighborhood.
All right.
Yeah, 584 with a 4. So Bill's gone 571 with an 8. And so I think I might have went up and tried one more time and knocked the tires off. Um, and at that point, we still got a couple 100-mile drive, so we called it there. So we left
Yep.
that track.
Yep.
Bill clawing it back.
Yep. Yep. So,
But I'm still
no
in the
issues on.
lead
Yeah.
by, yeah, I'm still in the lead by, I don't know what at that point. We haven't really calculated. All we know is I'm still in the lead, but Bill took a chunk out of the
Yeah.
lead.
Yes. Yes. And so drive was no issues. Um, yeah, we did
Beautiful
not
drive,
end up.
actually.
Yeah, on day one, we did not end up going through Yellowstone because we lost so much time. And that was like another 130, 140 miles longer. And I figured too, it was a Sunday and it's peak tourism season. Like it would have been probably pretty painful. And so we took the shorter route because that was an option. Day two, yeah, like the awesomeness of the drives kind of all meld together for me because they were just all fantastic.
Yeah.
55 miles an hour, super safe. It's great.
Actually, the speed limit in lots of Montana is 80 miles an hour.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
not
right.
on the road we were on, but
I didn't see a
couldn't
speed
tell.
limit once we were on, and it may be because it's hard to read them when you go by them so fast.
Yeah,
Oh,
we were like school kids. Every time we stopped, it was like, my God, that was such an awesome drive. And thinking of these
yeah,
poor saps who are driving 55 miles an hour or 50 miles an hour, I'm thinking, gentlemen,
yeah.
6-speed life is where it's at. Now, we did have a couple of guys with automatics traveling with us that, like Rovic, no problem there. And same
Well,
with Matt Buck.
except he'd have to stop for gas every one.
Yeah,
Like he'd stop
except for that.
twice for every once we would stop. Tell him the story, and I don't remember the guy's name, but they was talking about like we passed him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it was
Yeah,
like 6 cars at
he,
a time, but
he's like, I would have passed, but there wasn't enough room between the cars. It was like, why are you going between the cars? Just go to the front and pass them all. Yeah.
yeah, it seems
So
like
we did a
6 to
few.
9. Yeah, 6 to
Yeah.
9 at a time is a good number.
Yeah. And in Montana, the roads are wide open, rolling hills and
You
quite
can
nice
see.
roads too, actually, like not rough.
Yeah.
And the only
Yeah,
traffic
really, really
was
good.
all of us clowns. So it was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, so then day 3, which track was that? Was that Helena?
That was, Yeah, that was the old Billy Armstrong. And he's like, "Oh, look at this track. It's all asphalt. There's no concrete." And I'm
Yep,
like, "Oh
yep,
boy, this is not good."
yep, yep. So what happened that day?
Well, it's interesting, it's kind of cool having a guy like Tony hanging out with us, Tony and Tess, because he's done lots
Yeah.
of no prep, lots of street racing. And he went up there and basically said, "This is like a 6.0 track. Like, you're not going to
Hmm.
go any faster than 6.0." So Tony right away started giving us some advice. It's like, how much weight do you have that you can add to the back of your car? Because it's not a horsepower war anymore. It's strictly a traction. And so I think when I went up there, I actually thought the prep that they did was pretty decent. Like, you kind of sounded sticky. Um, but
Let me go.
it was
Keep talking. I'm gonna go take a quick look. There might be something out there. Hold on.
um, so, I actually left more in the car than I should have. I had a full tank of gas because I knew the track was going to be sketchy, and I put one of my front tires in the back, secured it perfectly, as well. But and so Bill, I'm pretty sure the slick class was up first. Bill goes up and he goes 615, like lays down a good run for that surface. Like it
Yep.
looked
And
really good.
yeah, and I also decided it would be a good idea to put some ballast in my trunk.
Yeah.
And I have put both front tires in there, so that was about 140 pounds of weight in the back. Um, and went up and made what I felt like was a pretty solid pass. And you're right, it was all about power management. It wasn't like let's just put as much down as possible because it was hot. It was all asphalt. They had prepped it, but it's asphalt. It just doesn't
Yeah.
stick like concrete. So so yeah.
Yeah. So I went 690, I think, or something on my first pass, or maybe even a 7. And Bill had already ran and he went 615. So he's like, "All right, level playing
Come
field
on,
now."
Rich. Yep.
So I
Yep.
went
We're
I went
clawing it
after the
back.
yeah, I went back to the pits. I threw my other spare tire in and then changed my launch boost about 3 pounds actually down. Like it had made more than I wanted it to. Like I tried launching with like 9 pounds of boost, which, it's only like 1,000 foot-pounds of torque or something, but and I don't know why it didn't go down.
I have no
Um,
clue. Yeah.
yeah. So anyways, I pulled some more timing. I took away about 3 pounds of boost. I made some adjustment to some tables to make sure that it didn't overshoot. And then, yeah, it went like a 167, 60 foot and went, and hooked off the line. As soon as I got to third gear, it started to spin, and you could hear it spinning going down the track. And it,
Chattering, yeah.
yeah, yeah, and it went 621. So only about 7th slower than Bill, but um, and then if you watch Bill's video or my video, you'll see that we're negotiating. Bill tells me that he's calculated that I'm still in the lead, but I'm not really listening and doing my own calculations to confirm that I'm still in the lead. And so at that point, I was in the current standings when we left that track, where I was 5.80 and Bill was 5.87. And
Pretty
so
close.
we pretty much agreed to head out there. I was pretty happy with the 621. I'm pretty sure I could have gone faster. I'm sure Bill could have gone faster too but both of us have done enough drag and drives that we're in it for the long haul. And I mean, you could beat your car to death on that track trying to get another
On day
incremental increase
3. Like
on
we're
day
only
3.
halfway done. We're only
Yeah,
halfway done.
6 tries.
Yeah. Yeah. So we left there and another good drive. I'm trying to think that day wasn't so long of a drive if I remember right.
Yeah,
Because
I think it was.
the first day was pretty long. It was like almost 300 miles or maybe just over, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then the
No,
second day was
it was 250, I think, was about the longest. 250, 260 was about the longest
okay.
day's drive. but it
Okay.
took that Helena was a long time to prep. Like they were working their butts off to try to give us the best track they could, which took some time every time they went to prep. But
Was no, was that the one with the tractor that was in first gear crawling down the track with the drag? I think it was, like, so
it might have
slow. I'm
been, yeah.
like, "Wow, there's more gears on that tractor. Please try fourth."
Yeah,
But
but they did.
but, yeah, it was super cool with all the choppers. Like, it's an active
Yeah,
airport. There was, like, Chinooks and Apaches, and, like, it was super cool. Like,
yeah,
them just doing their practicing and everything. It was awesome to see all those
and that
tax
was
dollars at work.
and that was only the third time that was a drag strip. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's not like there was a bunch of rubber laid down and stuff. So I was pretty impressed that we both got down as good as we can. I mean, that was a challenging surface, so I was happy.
Yes,
Not as
agreed.
happy as I was a little later on day 4. But why don't we talk about day 4?
Yeah, so day 4, that worked out great for me. Started off, like, I got there, was getting the slicks pretty well figured out, like, dialing it in and shock settings and everything, and what'd I run that day? Was it a 578 maybe?
No, no, it was a 598.
Oh, 598. Okay, but it
Yeah.
was in the 5s. And
Yes, it
and
was in the 5.
how did Rich Guido run that day?
Yeah, so let's back up a little bit. So, um, that day they decided to mix it up, and radials went first that day. And so we
Okay,
got there, it had rained, um, and it took them a
like all
while to
night
dry
or
the
something,
track.
right?
Yeah, and I think it was even raining in the morning, and we weren't even sure if we were going to get a run. But they dried it up.
Yep,
They did a great job. I went up there. The prep actually felt really good. Um, I actually wasn't even really worried about going down uh, because it was concrete out to like the 330 or something.
yeah,
Tony and Rovic were both like, "Oh, this is this good. You could put some power down." And so I go up there, get lined up, and I knock the tires off. And I get back into it as fast as I can, and I go 690. And I'm like, I can see the radar, and there's no way I'm getting another run in. And so I'm like, this is not good. And so, Bill's been dialing in the slicks, and I'm like, this could be it. Like this is where I could lose it all. And
Yep,
so
yep,
it rains. It rains after I make a pass, and it's raining hard. But
yep,
it stops. Bill gets the skies to clear, and they dry it up. And you could
yep,
see in the radar that there's this little window, like
yep,
45 to 50 minutes. And so far, the radial guys haven't finished yet. There's probably 5 radial guys still in the lanes. Then the street cars got to go, and then the slick cars got to go. And the
yep,
way it works at Drag and Drive, if everybody doesn't get to make one pass, they throw it out.
yep.
So they start rolling through cars, and they're going fast. Like
Mhm.
the cars are going through, and I'm looking at the staging lane going, "Oh man, I'm in trouble." And there may or may not be a video of me doing a rain dance trying to convince Mother Nature. But Bill's in the line when Slick gets called. He's at the front. He goes up there. He goes 598, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm in trouble. There's only one thing that's going to save me now, and that's literally the
Rain dance,
rain.
rain
It's
dance.
literally the rain. So I'm doing a rain dance, and it's not pretty, but it's effective." And so li- literally, literally 20 cars, maybe 25 cars
T
left in
20,
staging.
24, because it would have been
Yeah,
12 passes.
yeah, yeah, and
It starts raining.
the the radar is coming, and you could see it ain't gonna stop until 10 o'clock at night. I'm
Yep,
like,
yep.
yes. And so they basically, I think we have it on video. Bill's listening to Adam or one of the announcers, and he's like, "Well, looks like we're gonna call it because this rain is not gonna stop, and we're gonna throw the day out." And I was like, "Oh, I am so lucky because
Yep. Well, and it was a good thing it was raining because it was hiding the tears on my face. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was not super happy. But let's keep going because it
Yeah.
actually, yeah, yeah.
So
So,
day 5, we go to Malta. And
mm,
if you've never been to Malta, they've got their program is really good. And the funny part about the program is they use a truck tire, or sorry, a tractor tire, pull it behind a truck, and they're flying up and down
flying
the
like that
track.
thing is almost smoking. It's going so
It's
fast.
literally smoking, but it works.
Yeah.
Like that prep on that track was fantastic. And
Yes. Yes.
so keep in mind, my best pass so far, 575. Bill, 57. No, he hadn't got 571 with an 8.
Right. Right.
And clearly, he's made a better pass than me every day but day 1. So I'm like,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
this
Thanks for
track is
pointing that
like,
out.
yeah, this track is like my one of my hopes that to catch up,
Yeah.
or to at least not let him go faster than me. And
Right. Right.
so I think I'm trying to remember if you went first that day or if I went first. I think I might have went first.
It's
And
possible. Yeah.
I go 575, and I've got in my head, I've got a 565 tune up in, but it just doesn't 60 foot like I want it to. And I'm like, this is not good. I know I need to go 570 or something, because I think Bill's going to go that fast. He's getting his dialed
Yep.
in. So what does he do? He goes up and he runs. Do you remember?
570. I don't remember that. Do you have it in front of you?
5707. Yeah,
Woo!
yeah.
Yes. Good stuff. Good stuff.
So I go up, try to make some more passes, go like a 5.9. Bill goes up to try to go faster too, actually, and you knock the tires off too. Like the,
Yep.
it's
Yep.
getting hot, altitude's high, and
It's kind of like
and so
my thought was like each day, it's like the first pass is the one that's got to count because that's when the track is going to be the best.
totally. And so we're back, and you can see this on Bill's video for sure. We're back at the calculator, adding up all the times. We should have been using the WAF Racing Grudge Match calculator, because it just you
100%.
just put it you just
100%.
put it in and it works. So definitely
Yes.
hit up
Yes.
the
Track
hit up
buddy.
the Track Buddy app. It works great. It's what I
Yes. It's
have right here
amazing.
beside me for a reference. So Bill and I are talking, and um, we do the calculation. I'm ahead by 0.011.
It's
Bill's,
tight. Tight.
it's tight. Yeah. Like, and so we basically agree, well, looks like it's all going to come to down to day 6. And so we pack up and leave and head back to Billings, and
Billings. Yep.
yeah, Yellowstone Dragway for the final battle.
Yep. Yep. So we get there and I'm like, this is it. It's got to be it. And I put,
Yeah.
I put,
And really,
yep,
we could have ran 680, 720, probably 80, and still got second place. And neither one of us wanted second place. So we both tried to put in what we thought would work. And
yeah,
I had the same thought as you. I'm like, first pass is going to be the best pass that I run. And so Bill goes up first this time. And what happens to
yep.
you?
Well, I've got it in there. Car leaves good. Like it leaves good. I'm like, this is on a pass. And I get a little bit out of the groove. And in third gear, it gets super sideways. Like I actually have a video of outside and inside the car. And I'm literally 45 degrees on the steering wheel, like correcting. And I lifted and I went like a 611 something at like 97 miles an hour. Like I lifted because I was like, I might die. Like it was pretty bad. I was looking at the other wall and I think Rovik was next to me, but his pass, something happened. And thank goodness it did. I didn't cross the lane, but it got pretty crossed up. Like it shook me up a little bit. Like it was pretty out of whack. And, so I was like, God dang it, that was the first pass. Like that was the one. And now I got to go back. So I turned it down, and then you went, and what'd you
Yeah.
do on that?
So I went and I had thought the same thing. I got to turn it up. This first pass is going to be my best pass. And what do I run? I run 575. And I'm like, oh, this is not good. I've already done the math. I know that Bill runs like a 5710 or a 570 for sure, which he's ran during the week.
Yeah,
I'm in trouble. He's gonna win, and I'm gonna lose. So I go up. I run 575, and I'm like, oh, that's not good.
and
It's
I'm like,
it's a
"That's
great,
great, that's great."
yeah, it's a decent pass, but and so the way they worked it on the last day is they went 2 full rounds. So slick tires, street tires, radials, and then made that same loop one more time before they went to all run. So Bill got
Yep,
to go up
yep.
again. And what'd you run in the next pass?
I don't was that the 6119, or what was that?
Five five point
Oh,
seven one.
that's right, 5719.
And
That
do you
was
remember what the
yep,
margin was at that point?
021.
No, zero zero
Oh,
two.
oh,
I thought,
oh, was that where it
yeah,
was like 58666 and 58668?
6 6. It was I had 5 8 triple sixes, and you had 5 8 6 6 8.
668. Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
that's
So
when I
we
went
were,
up and asked them how many decimal places out they were gonna were gonna go for the finish. Is it 3 or is
yeah.
it 4? Like, it was that close. I was like, "Oh, man."
So at
So
this
then
point, it's a math problem. Like we are literally a math error away from either one of us. We're either tied or I'm leading by a little bit. And so
yeah.
I go back up, clearly not happy with my 575, and I run 5.714. Now we're back in business. So now I know Bill has got to go like a 5
60 something.
66 or something.
Yeah, yeah. And so I go back up, and I think I put too much in it, and it spun at the hit, and I just bailed the
No,
pass.
no, no,
I
no.
think no?
You went 5.715 on your next
Oh,
pass,
okay, okay.
right? Yeah.
Yep, that
So
sounds right, yeah, and then
you were just a margin slower than me and not
yeah.
enough to pass. And so I've told this story a couple of times. And so Bill's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to go any faster. It's hot out. The altitude's really high. And I say, well, I'm going to make another pass. And so I go back in staging and I get a text from Bill, and Bill's like, change my mind. I'm going to go up again too. And now I'm thinking, Ito, you dumbass. Like, you could have had this in the bag if you just would have walked and handed in your time slips when Bill said he wasn't gonna go again. So I'm kicking myself in the lanes now. I'm like, if Bill goes up and runs like a 555 or something, like I'm gonna be pissed at myself because I could have. Anyways, Bill's back in staging behind me.
Yep,
I'm in the right lane.
'cause it's all run now.
Rovic, yeah, Rovic may or may not have bribed them on the starting line to give me a little extra spray and touch up the track a little bit.
See, I didn't even know that. Golly! Damn, Rovic.
And then he lines me up perfectly in the groove. And I
And you had
have,
turned it up, right?
oh yeah, yeah, I had turned it up. It didn't make as much as but it was making some power. So I went 143 60 foot. I was really hoping for a 1 3 something 60 foot. But anyways, it went 567 at 100 and just about 32 miles an hour. And Bill's behind me in staging. And the way that truck's set up, it's quarter mile. So you get to actually see the time when you go by. And so you know
Yeah,
how well you've done. And
right, right.
so yeah, I was it was a very good pass for that altitude, the temperature outside, and everything. And so, I'm
So
literally at this
yeah,
point, Bill has got to go probably a 562 to my
yeah,
567 to try to catch me.
yeah, and
Um,
I had added 2 pounds to the launch, and I got up there and I made damn sure I was on the two-step long enough. And as soon as it rolled out, it spun the tire. And I just lifted. Like it's not going to go faster when you spin. So I was like, that's it. It's over. Like I was like, dang it, first place loser, here I come. so um so yeah, that was it. That was it. But man, I got back and I'm changing the car over and I burned 12 gallons of race fuel. Eighth mile passes, mind you. And it's usually when you're doing eighth mile, like you're not burning that much fuel. But you said you made like 20 passes that week.
Yeah, I
And
made
I'm
more passes at that event than I think I did at any other event. Just because I had to. We were so close, and
no. Yeah, and I think I was right there with you. I don't know the count, but it's got to be really close.
yeah. And then Bill tried to pull one more over on me, one last ditch effort to make me grayer than I already am. We go up to hand in. Bill's like, "Well, we might as well go hand in our time slips," and I don't realize I'm being manipulated, but somehow I end up turning my time slip in first. And just as they've got all my information in my time slip, Bill's like, "Did I hear them say they were gonna prep again? Maybe I better go make one more pass." I'm like, "Oh, dude." And he's like, "I'm just kidding." And that would have been pretty funny though if you would have been like, "No, I'm going to make another pass, man."
Yeah,
But
yeah. No, it worked out. And what was it? The margin of victory? Was it 017?
yeah, that was the
Yeah,
final. Yeah,
yeah, pretty close, pretty close. And honestly, the rain out day, like it kind of sucked, but it was kind of cool because we wouldn't have had like that intense competition the last day if the rain out day had stuck. I
yeah,
mean, you would have been making passes, but you would have had to run a personal best to even come close, I think, because it was granted, we were 4 days in or 5 days in, but it was a full second difference that day. Like that would have definitely
yeah.
moved,
I
moved it.
did the math afterwards. If we would have handed in the time slips that we handed in and counted that one, I would have been a 6.0, and I think you would have been a 5.88. Like that would
Yeah.
have been, and that would have been like I probably could have closed the gap by making more passes on day 5 and day 6.
Yeah.
But both days, it felt like the track was going away. So the the
Yeah.
chance of actually doing that would have been, yeah, pretty
Well, and
tough.
it's not like our cars are vastly faster than each other. Like we're pretty close. We're pretty closely matched.
It is,
Granted, you have been 820s, but in this event, like you had to get the shit working. Like it had
yeah,
to work and stick.
yeah, totally. Yeah, I actually think it's crazy impressive that two quite different cars, like if you think about you're got a smaller engine in yours with twin turbos, you got a
Yep.
427. I've got a 525 with a big single turbo. My
Yep.
car is 4,050. Yours is 3,750 or something. So like 300 pounds different.
3715 with me in it.
Oh, 15. Yeah. Okay. I'm running tiny little back tires. You've got a 2810.5, your mini tub. Your leaf spring, I'm triangulated four link. Like our
Yep.
cars are
Yep.
not the same. And
No,
then
no, they're not.
to run on such different surfaces and for us to end up so close is
Oh,
pretty
and
damn cool.
one's on radials and one's on slicks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of ways to
So
skin a cat for sure.
for sure, definitely. Like it was a blast. I mean, I had so much fun. Um, the drives were amazing. It was hot as hell. They were always like, "Oh, come to Montana. It's not so hot." It's like this is the hottest one we've ever done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're moving the dates next year. So it won't be so hot. It'll be interesting. But
Yeah.
yeah, really, really great event. Austin created a great event. Oh, and then we got our uh, trophies, if you will, or plaques. And then I brought both of them home, and they're down in the shop, but I'm going to show on this. So I engraved that in it today.
Yeah. Super cool.
Super cool. And I actually talked to Austin, and I think we might work out something for next year where I do that for all of them. He's just gonna have to get them to me. And this was yours. It turned out more rainbow colored, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
pretty
that's
cool.
good. Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty cool. What you got there? Oh, a big old belt buckle. That's nice.
yeah. Is that nice?
Yeehaw. Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
pretty
nice.
cool.
What? Can you see it? Okay, Bill.
Yeah, there's a glare. It just, I don't know. I see it looks like a state on there or something. What's it say? Champion? King
It
Chump?
says Stick Shift Champion, Big
Oh,
Sky Racing,
nice.
2026.
Nice. Nice. So, when do you think I'll see you again?
Oh, we're definitely doing battle in at Rocky Mountain Race Week
Oh yeah, 2.0. Excellent. We'll both
2.0.
be
Yeah.
on radials,
Hmm.
better prep
And
tracks.
yeah, that'll once again be a tuner's game because we're both going to be limited to 850. So it'll
True,
be
true.
interesting to see how close we can get the 850 and what our
Bracket
average
class.
weight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and what changes have you made since, well, you did it before this race, but tell people what you did. You have a brand new bigger turbo on it.
Yeah. So same exhaust housing, and but Reed from Works Turbocharger, he took the basically the same Borg Warner turbo and turned it into a 98. So it's a 98 120 is what it is now. And these tracks weren't exactly ones that you can lay all your power down anyways. But I was using quite a bit of it on the last day to run that 567 at that altitude. Because
I think you
I
told
think
me, yeah,
the lowest altitude was like 5,000 feet. Like
yeah,
they
yeah.
were all
And I
way up there.
and I think you told me you had 24 pounds of boost in it. It was the most you've ever had in it that day, right?
Yeah, I might have had somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah.
Which is about what, 1,700 tire?
Yeah, it's probably in there. Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good
I
stuff.
mean, and some other interesting technical data for you. Um, like I tune my own stuff. I usually don't even run stuff past my dad. Once in a while, if I get Blasco's attention, I might run by it. But it's funny how your brain works in these events in the heat and while you're rushing and stuff. And every night I would go and look at some data, and my brain was telling me is the clutch is too loose and it's slipping for too long. Um, and I actually was under the car on the second to last day or something. I think it was day 5, thinking that I'm going to tighten the clutch up. And I literally
That's a
tightened up
great
two of the,
idea.
yeah, I tightened up two of the adjusters. And then I went, you know, if the clutch is too loose, the uh, the RPM shouldn't be flat for half of first gear. They should be like flaring up and slipping a whole bunch. And so I went back and I went the other way. I mean, I was only like a swipe on every spring, and I basically went back and went till till the spring wouldn't rattle,
Yeah,
just to try to loosen it up. Um, and I think that has a little bit to do with I might have pulled my 30 thou shims out a little bit early, so the base pressure was naturally higher because I didn't measure it when I did it. I just had a feeling that the from my pedal, because I don't run a hydraulic throat. I run a Z bar. I could tell that the pedal was up higher, and so anyways, I on the last day I added a pound and a half on the launch, and I think I needed to even add more to get the 60 foot back in the 1.3s. But yeah,
I
whatever.
think
It
you're fine.
it was
You're fine.
it
You're
it
just
was
fine.
enough to it's enough to kick Bill's ass, so that's all that mattered. So,
Yep,
uh,
yep. That's
there
right.
was
You're gonna
lots of
need it. You're gonna need it for race week. That bigger turbo olive. You're gonna need all of that.
Well, I don't have to go 850.
I know, but you got to get there and you got to maintain it. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, it
gonna be
should be
good.
fun. That one will be fun. Yeah. There's a couple other events. I'm probably going to go up to Grand Prairie. Trevor, Brandon's putting on an event, so I'll go up for that one. And then I just see there's another shootout local that has a stick class. There's I think it's like a $3,000 win again. So yeah,
Oh,
we'll see if we
nice.
can't. We might have to flatten a couple of Brent's tires so he doesn't show up, but it should,
Yeah, I
yeah,
have
it
to
should
see
be good.
what's you have to see what's happening here. See if there's some race or something in Pueblo since we've got yeah. I'll just have to see what's happening because the other race week is until the end of September, first part of October. So it's
Yeah.
we got a couple months.
And you said you had some other issues that you were wanting to talk about
Oh
too.
yeah. Yeah. I it was towards the end, maybe it was the second to last day, but yeah, I made one pass and went up to make another one and started the car and the alternator belt was squealing and like I think we had gone to the car wash or something. And I was like, "Oh, it's just wet." And I was like, "Let's just take a quick look." And Jamie, because I'm start running it, and he's like, "Turn off, turn off." I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Alternator's flopping around." He goes, "The belt came loose." And so when you and I drove out and met in Ogallala, and we drove out to Lincoln for Kyle's memorial, um, right in that time, my alternator, the bolt, the big one, 7/16 bolt that goes into the cylinder head broke. And I, of course, came totally unprepared, didn't have hardly any tools or anything. You did. And we got it fixed. And John Deere saved the day with that bolt. Well, that bolt pulled out. We thought it broke. And I had given my spare John Deere bolt to another Ford guy like the day before. And I was like, oh my God. Well, it turned out it actually pulled the threads out of the head. The bolt didn't break. And so we were like, oh man. Um, Actually, you know what? I think it was Malta. I think it was Malta where that happened. And I
Yeah, it
did
was. Yeah.
bring I brought my 90-degree drill and the track. I think they ran to the auto parts store, got a helicoil kit and the bit for us. And I say we, but Jamie got it fixed. Like Jamie's a machinist. And it's like Jamie to the rescue again. But he drilled it out, put the helicoil in there, put it back in, and we were back in business. So yeah, so if that hadn't happened, I would have probably got an extra pass in there and probably gone 545, and
That's what I
then
was thinking.
you would have been in trouble, but it didn't happen because the alternator threads pulled out. So I mean, you know, what can I say?
Got to work on, got to work on your program, man.
I know, clearly, yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, made it home. You know, no issues, drove back the next morning, about 600 miles, made it home without issue, and it was good. Good,
Yeah,
in fact, I just before this, I had it up on the lift and power washed the whole underside of it, so it's all clean and ready for a car show.
yeah. I did this. I did the same. I put mine up on ramps in the driveway and got the pressure washer out and sprayed it down with degreaser and cleaned it all because I know I'm going to pull a clutch and pull a tranny and
Same.
clutch and stuff and just check stuff out. But you had another issue too, which I think is interesting to talk about because um, I had a similar issue, different but similar, where my vehicle speed would get erratic on the two step.
Oh. Oh,
And
yeah.
so you were seeing coolant pressure when you would make a pass. And I think you're pretty convinced that it's just noise on the sensor.
Yeah, yeah, so that was, like, day 3 maybe. Like, I saw, like, it was all over the place, as high as 21 pounds, and I was like, "Oh, man," but then I'm thinking, "You know what? I have top fuel hoops in this motor, like, and a 7-pound cap, and if it was making 15 or 20 pounds of coolant pressure, it would have been shooting coolant out, and it wasn't doing that, and I was like, "God dang it, I hurt the motor, I'm gonna have to take it easy all week," and then I was like started looking at all the other pieces, like the fact it wasn't blowing coolant out and that there's not regular head gaskets in the motor, it's got hoops in it, and so I kinda decided that maybe the sensor was bad, and the next pass, it was pretty solid. So yeah, that, I think I think it was a bad sensor, could be noise, tough to say. I may swap it out and just see what happens. But,
Mhm.
yeah, it was a little bit of a scare there at first, but it was fine. Seems to be fine.
Yeah, I think the other thing to talk about too is when was the last time you had a valve train issue, and how many times did we have the valve covers off between the two of us?
That's a great thing to add. So, yeah, so since I've worked with, Stefan Rossi and his valve train guy, um, I put way, way less valve spring in it. Way less than I would have thought. I mean, the springs that showed up, you would just call them cute. They're not even big. They're 1.33 outside diameter, super small. And it was a double spring. And he said, don't install the inners. I'm like, what? They're like 140 pounds on the seat and like, I don't know, 425, maybe 450 open. um, and it's a solid roller, and I lash it at 3 thousandths cold. And it's so quiet, you'd never know it was a solid roller. But the advantage to that is if something moves, and then you start to hear the valve train, you know something's wrong. I only had the valve covers off one time at the event, and it was not to check the valve train. It was to check the head studs and make sure they were torqued because I thought I was having coolant pressure issues. And of course, I just had the motor out to fix some strip threads, and I checked the torque on the head bolts then, and everything was fine. We checked them at the track there, and nothing moved. But to check valve train, I didn't have them off one time. How about you?
Yeah. Yeah. I never took mine off once. So both of us run
Yeah.
Crower shaft rockers
Yep.
and amazing. I run Crower lifters too.
Same.
And
Same. I have Crower lifters in there too.
yeah, zero issues all week. And usually I can tell on my EGT if one's starting to move. Like funny enough, when it moves, it'll actually get hotter because it runs less duration and causes more compression, more low end compression. Anyway, cruising is where I would see it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I haven't even checked since I got back. Like I will
Yeah.
check, but I haven't checked. So yeah,
Yeah.
super happy with that. Like, I mean, granted, it was the closest, other than Miles of Mayhem, it's the closest event for me. So, when I could drive home in a day, like that's pretty sweet. Like 8 hours is usually my car doesn't like to only drive a short distance, and perform, but it seems
Yeah,
to have
so it was
changed
about
its
equal.
mind.
Yeah, it was about equal distance for both of us because it was about 8-hour drive for us too. It was like just
Yeah,
under 600 miles.
yeah,
So your wife probably liked that. Didn't take you 3
yeah,
days to get home.
yeah, exactly. And my wallet likes it too, because it's not
Oh,
quite as expensive.
yeah. Boy, I just started looking at that today. Oof, it's painful. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, there's a lot. But yeah, it's good. I would say, yeah, the Crowder stuff has been amazing. Like, I mean, I've always had that in there, but when I had a lot more spring in there, like I was wearing out trunnion bearings and just it was always maintenance and always checking and now like I don't even worry about it. Like it's pretty awesome. I will say coming up to the event though, what I ended up having, we thought it was a leaking exhaust thing, and that's what how I found this the pulling out threads on the stud for the header, but it was actually an injector because it kept popping. And I think the injector was leaking or not seating or something because on D cell you would hear a pop out the exhaust. And we just thought it was air getting in that header pipe and causing it to burn. But the EGT was running a little hot too. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't an injector. I had a cracked ceramic on a plug. And
oh
I
yeah,
found that
that's
when I
right. Yeah.
pulled it apart, but it didn't blow it up, fortunately, but it was cracked. So it was misfiring a bit. But I did clean the injectors. Like, I think I'd only cleaned them one time before. And they, they were probably on that machine cleaning in the ultrasonic for like 12 hours or more. And when I got it all done, there was so much black crap at the bottom of that thing. So, so yeah, hopefully it was good. It was better that they're clean now, but we'll see.
Yeah, I did the same, and, typically, when I use my little injector there, I'll flow all 4 at once, and for a reference before I clean them, and, clearly mine needed cleaning as well, like and so it's gonna have to be a regular maintenance item for me, I think, at least once a year and maybe even twice a year, depending on how many events, 'cause, yeah, I might have 19,000 miles on it already this year, so, um, it's got a few miles on it, but, yeah, it's sure nice to be able to slap it on the I mean, they're little $300 cleaners, but they sure do the trick, like, you can backflow them,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
save you plugging one up at the track or causing yourself some grief. It doesn't take very long to clean them. It takes a few minutes to rip them all off the car, but it's definitely worth it.
Well, and I think with all the lower RPM cruising that we do, you do you do tend to get a bit of reversion in there, and it can block them up, get them dirty
Yeah,
at the carbon and stuff. It's not just, high RPM blasts and a little bit of driving. It's a lot of street driving. Like, I don't have the dash like you do that logs the mileage, but I probably have close to 6,000 miles on it so far this year. I mean, that's nothing compared to 19, but um I'm just guessing because I've already done one race week and then we did this one and it was 2,234 miles for this one. And the other one was probably about the same. And then I drive it in between. So yeah, I'm just kind of guessing 5 to 6,000 so far.
yeah. And like I'm cruising at 1900 RPM and then show up at the track and turn it 7,000 RPM and 20 pounds of boost. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
players
And,
are
and
really
how,
carbon.
yeah. And how big are your injectors?
They're like 1200 cc. So I don't know what they are anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So mine, because I initially was going to run E85. So they're ID 2000s. So they're pretty big injectors. So
Yeah.
even when I have 20 pounds of boost to it on C16, they're like 48% duty cycle. Like there's so much headroom in those. It's crazy. Um, so yeah, even cruising down the road, like they're hardly cycling because it's
Yeah.
a pretty big spray. You put them on the injector cleaner and I'm expecting to see a nice spray and it's like just a bunch of streams coming out. I'm like, oh, that's a little different than I thought, but it works. So
Yeah. A couple other notables for the trip. Derek Hansen got third, and so he's slowly getting
yes,
that thing dialed in, so that's good to see. And
super
then
cool. Like,
Matt
yeah.
Blasco won overall, and the last pass or second to last pass, I think he went fours, wheels up in the air, and that
Well,
was impressive. So Matt's like won
I have a
three
less than
events in a
stable
row. He
connection.
won
Like
BC
you froze for
Dragit.
me, might not
He
be
won the
your
hundred
end,
foot shootout in
but yeah,
Lethbridge that
Blasco
he did right before
did
that
a bit
event,
of
and
a
then showed up at
power wheelie off the launch, and
and
I think he
had
went
Big Sky
490
and cleaned up
something. Like
there
that was
too.
super
So it's
cool,
good
and
good to
that's
see
a
Matt back out with the
third
dart.
gen Hemi in that thing. So that's awesome.
Um, well, I lost you, Bill. Bill'll be coming back, and lots of work for Trevor and Tony and Tess to try to get. Oh, he completely left me. Um, to try to get a turbo fix there. They screwed up a couple of turbos, so it'll be interesting to see what they figure out. Um, yeah, there was lots of Rovik had some issues. Figured out that he was missing a ground on a head, and he went 598 the one day, so he was starting to get his stuff sorted out. Um, I'm probably first. Mike Turner did good. It was good to see Royce in his wife's car. Yeah, there was lots of people. There he is. He's back. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So
I just gave an update of all the
yeah, that
other all the other people like Blasco and um everybody else who was there that did good. But yeah, we had a great time.
awesome. All right. Well, I think we'll end this one on that, and we've got a great one next. Now, your son's getting married between here and there, so but the next one I'm really excited about. So we'll
Yeah.
see you on the next Clutch Burners podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to both Rich's channel and my channel. I'm at BangShift Billy on YouTube, and you are
Canadian Chuck Norris 69. I was born in 69, just so you know. Um,
and it's a 65 GTO.
and
So
yeah,
yeah, date of birth.
yeah, both of
But
us have videos of the event. If you're bored, you can go have a listen
yeah, definitely. And then
or watch.
of course, stickshiftnation.com, you can get all your merch, Clutch Burners t-shirts, Stick Shift Nation shirts and hats. And Travis has got a couple of new shirts out, which are super cool. So you can order them on there as well. I think that's about it.
Yeah, there's I did another podcast like the day after I got back,
Oh,
um, with Robert Stage, and his is the Dynamis Pod podcast. And so it'll be on YouTube. It's dropping Friday morning at 6 a.m. We had a good
nice.
conversation. He usually interviews different people in the industry and stuff, but this was the first drag and drive guy. So yeah, we had a great conversation. It was about the same amount as this, a little over an hour, but yeah, Dynamis
Uh,
Pod.
Yeah, I must have missed his phone call. That's weird. I'll
Yeah,
have to
I know,
keep an eye out
he
for
said you wouldn't answer, so he had to come to the chat.
it. To the champ, yeah, yeah. The belt buckle wearing dude.
Did you want to see? Did you want to see it again one more time?
Yep, let's see it one more time. Yep. Woo! It's so yeah,
Uh,
there we go. The camera had to look at that. Wow. Wow,
Exclamation. What does that
that
say at
is
the bottom?
something. I can't see it. There's a glare. What's it say?
Can't see it, eh?
Yeah, it's so small at the very bottom. I can't read that. Does
Come
it say
on.
Montana?
It says champion stick shift. Yeah.
You know what I'd like you to do? When you check your valve lash, I'd like you to wear that belt buckle while you're leaning over the car. All
You only
right,
wear that on
Rich.
special occasions. So yeah,
That's right. That's right. Awesome. Well, it was an awesome week, and
it was.
I would not want to come in second place to anybody but my good friend. So thank you for a great week.
Yeah. I was ready for it on the last day. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty sure you had my number after day one, but
Yep,
yeah,
yep. Well, we're gonna see how race week goes, because I think
yeah,
that
for sure.
I'm gonna. They don't have belt buckles; they have giant trophies, and I'm gonna have to bring. Someone's gonna have to come pick it up for me because I don't think there'll be room
Well,
for it in my car to get it
what did
home.
I say to you earlier today, when you showed me how you engraved my first place trophy there? You're like, "Oh, I can send it to you," and I said, "Well, no, just bring it with you to Rocky Mountain Race Week so I can pick up both first place trophies at the same time."
Oh, that's right. And I said, that's a good idea because at least you'll have one first place trophy to bring back with you. I think that's it. So we'll see. It's going to be a good couple of months leading up to this.
Oh yeah,
So yeah,
definitely.
yeah, it's going to be good. All right, awesome, man. I will
All right.
talk to you later, and thanks for listening.